Well, we brought the drill home this morning. Seeding is 85-90% done. I just got a little bit right there. I don't know, probably 5-6 acres is all. So before I can seed it though, I had to jump in the turbo till and get that done, get it worked up. Well, we made it here. Get this old thing unfolded and head her down over the hill. And it's actually not even windy today, so we brought the drone. I'm probably gonna do that bottom strip first and then come up the hill and do this field where it tucks over the hill. We're gonna just run the turbo till over that lightly and seed it down. It washes pretty bad over here. So I'm gonna wait until I get over there to do the drone, and it's so short running back and forth. I'm probably just gonna set it up in the air, and I'm not gonna be able to drive that while also driving this, so we'll see how that turns out. But just like that, we're unfolded. And we're rolling right along. Just kind of giving her a nice little scratch. Break it up a little bit. That's the beauty of having a no-till grain drill. You don't have to work it into a powder. It does a little bit of the work itself. So basically just going to chop up any stalks that are here, which there shouldn't be a lot because we did round bale of corn stalks off this last year. So just a little field here wraps around the bottom of the hill. And then there's a sod strip right there that's worked up already, and then right up above that is where we're going to work up another strip, basically. This right here, there's kind of a terrace there yet. Used to be a fence row and a tree line that kind of separated two farms, but that's probably been 10-15 years, maybe even more, that we bulldozed that out and kind of reshaping fields and still trying to figure out how to do it the best way. Well, I got half of her done. Actually working pretty good. Ground ain't very wet, but it's supposed to rain this weekend, so we'll see how that goes. Well, we moved up the hill here, going on the second little strip we're gonna do. I was gonna take my drone up in the air, but as I was about to open the door to get out, I saw 3 hawks flying around. And I'm not a religious man, but I know a sign when I see one, so maybe some other time. 'Cause from what I hear on the internet, the hawks versus drones is a pretty one-sided battle. Especially if I was just gonna put it up there and leave it there. They'd take it. The only thing I don't like about a Magnum, that fuel hose that sits level and likes to burp up even when it's not full. I wish they would have stuck to Case's design of just having a fuel neck out the back right on top of the tank. That would have been simple. But to be fair, that's like my only gripe with these tractors. Remember, kids, the drill doesn't do nothing unless you engage it. Seen that one happen before. That'll make a guy feel stupid. Ah, that looks nice. Just got the little short rows on this other half of this field, and then we move up to the other field and then done for seeding. But even though it's been 70, 80 degrees the last few days, we're supposed to get 6 inches of snow tonight. Wisconsin weather. Crazy. But we're gonna pull this out of here because we're supposed to also get half an inch of rain. We don't want to bury that. Flood it. Whatever. Alrighty, planter time. It was quite the battle to get this thing backed in here this far. Kind of around in here, and it looks super easy on camera, but I can assure you it was not. This Magnum actually just got done with the tire guy. His tire went flat, which is kind of odd because this tire is only a year or two old, but whatever, it kind of happens. And unfortunately, when it was blocked up and he was pushing on it with his crane, the block gave out. That happened. This fender's supposed to be like that. But, oh well. At least it didn't hit the glass. It didn't hit the door. Well, not the door, but the side of the cab. Could have been worse. And thank God he didn't have his foot there or something, because I'm betting that rim would probably do really bad things to a foot. So they're real good about it. They're gonna buy a fender, so we're getting a new fender. So we'll see what kind of fender we get. I don't know where it's coming from, but they're gonna cover the cost of it, and I don't know if I'll have to rattle can it to match a pretty good paint on the tractor, but that'll be another thing. So, oh well. Stuff happens. Nobody got hurt. And I guess we're gonna get looking this planter over. And it's got the bean drum on it, which is weird because I thought we did corn last, but hopefully I gotta check my sprockets back there. Maybe it is already set up for beans and I don't have to mess with any of that. That'd be cool. There's those little sprockets in there you gotta switch up to change your seed population and everything. Let's get going. And I don't feel so hot today, so I'm gonna do the easy stuff first. Oh. First things first, the old baler monitor has to come out. So, I think that's a simple one. But then I think the planter monitor has a whole different mount, so we're going to have to pull that off the shelf and look at it. I feel like death. Alright, monitors off. Pro tip, if you ever have one of these monitors that want to be mounted to a bar and you don't have a bar that goes across the window in your tractor, just find an old spark plug socket and then weld it to a nut. It works like a charm. And just like that, monitor's out. Now time for the big one. Oh boy. Alrighty, monitor in, wired up. Now we just get to actually wire the important stuff up. Yeah, let's see. Two there, but I thought there was a cable for a speed sensor somewhere. Oh well, let's see what's going on here. And we're all connected. Hopefully. God, it seems like not enough connections, but I don't see any more. Oh well. or failing. That would make sense because there's no seed running through. Yeah, good enough till we get this thing greased. Stop it. Good enough till we get this greased up and I don't know. I got the bean drum on it, which is weird. I thought we did corn last, but now that I think about it, I can't remember. So I'll just have to double check everything and make sure population's where we want for that drum instead of the seed drum or corn drum. But yeah, almost halfway there, maybe. Oh, well, good afternoon. It's a nice Saturday, and my Magnum got stolen back to the drill, but I figured I'd get the old bean planter ready to go. And just double checking population because I got the bean drum on the front, and I can't remember if we planted beans with it last or corn. You can see the bean drum's got the old double rows holes there, where the corn drum just has single holes. So that's usually a good sign that we planted beans with it, you would think. So there is this one, which is the driven. There's a gear up there, that's the driver. This one's the driver for that driven. And these are all the possible combinations you could have. Lovely. But I got it written down. This is what we got. So we got a 22 sprocket, drives a 28, 22 to a 34. So now I just got to look up those numbers in that book, see what population we're at with that drum on there. Piece of cake. I don't know why people need the little monitor where you can just push a button to change your population. I mean, that's just way too easy. Who would even want that? So after a lot of trying to figure out where these numbers are in this book and these pages that I cannot find, because for the population we were shooting for, that just didn't work. Or the population it should have been at for beans didn't work. So I don't know how those seed, I don't know. That's weird. But anyway, this is what I ended up going with. So I just had to throw that sprocket to here and find a 32 sprocket, which we got plenty of. And right now we should be planting at 20, 32, 28, 20, 33, 28, 34, and 30-inch spacing, come down, 140,000.9, which I want to be at 140,000, so that's perfect. Factor in a little germination rate not being quite 100%. That's good to go. Get the chain tensioners back tightened up. Go over this with a grease gun and hopefully it plants some beans. Hopefully it warms up about 30 degrees so it's actually warm enough to plant beans. Saw a few people going out and planting beans, but I'm pretty sure the ground temp's still like 40 degrees if not 30, so they're going to be there for a while before they even start to grow. So I don't know. It's raining now. There's a chance of it turning to snow, so not in the biggest hurry to get into the field with this. More of a wait till it's warm enough to actually grow before you bother planting it. Sticking seed down into a cold trench. Don't like doing that. Oh boy. Yeah, that's nice. So this one is actually plastic. That's fiberglass. I don't think this is even painted. I think it's just red plastic. And close enough. Once it gets dirty, I'm gonna have to somehow get this nut off. I'm probably gonna have to pull that whole brace off, because if I try to straighten it while it's on it, it'll just mess it up. And I'm sure there's some nuts and bolts and all the wiring for the lights that's got to come off. And let's get to doing it. Well, that was a lot more stress than I needed in today. This whole fender is one big piece, and it wraps around. There's bolts going this way, there's bolts going this way, and yeah, it's just not a whole lot of fun. I would highly recommend not having to do this. And fitment's not perfect. That may be on me, it might be on these bent brackets. I tried to get them as straight as I could, and you go up top and I think there's just a little bit of angle down when it should be straight. But all in all, it's honestly better than the old one, because that one was yeah, right here. This is the bottom of the old one, and it's been patched up fiberglass and yeah. But now that we got that done, back her up, get her hooked on the planter, get all that hooked up, ready to roll. Tractor needs a cab air filter before it leaves. And now we just wait on the weather to plant some beans. Alrighty, planter hooked up. New fender doing what fenders do. This thing's looking nice and slick without the damn insecticide boxes on it. All we need is that weather. Right, I'm gonna pull this out of the way so we got open access to seed and stuff. Probably gonna go haul some manure. There's a bunch of highways closed, so I can't run and get bean seed today. Otherwise, if I do that, that'll probably be tomorrow. But I think me and the wife are gonna go haul some manure.